What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the June 8th, 2024 edition of the SmackDown LowDown. WrestleRant, Scott Stanford in the studio, recapping and running down all the biggest headlines from Friday's show, including replaying the opening segment with the anointing of Tonga Loa as the newest member of the Bloodline, Kevin Owens coming out, the Profits coming out, setting up the six-man tag team match that they get back to a little bit later on in the episode. They also replay Johnny Gargano losing to Grayson Waller. We hear from A-Town Down Under backstage afterward with Byron Saxton. Waller says that Gargano proved he cannot hang with him by losing to him on that show. And he also cuts off Theory before Theory could talk, and saying that Theory was, he's better used than just being a shield, and that he did what he did. He took the sacrificial bullet, so to speak, for Waller because he's his best mate. And that was about it. So Theory was about to be interviewed by Byron, but before he could say anything, he just walked off. So they continue to tease tension between A-Town Down Under. Like I said in my SmackDown audio review earlier, or yesterday rather, that it feels still a little premature. I mean, they've been tag team champions for 2 months. I guess they could have a match with DIY soon, probably at Money in the Bank, if not on SmackDown. They can win. I wouldn't have them lose in their first match to DIY. I know DIY has been doing a lot of losing in high-profile match situations, but they need to wait a little bit longer. I would do the title change at SummerSlam in Cleveland, which is where Gargano was from. It would probably get a bigger reaction. I mean, at Money in the Bank, it would probably get a good reaction, too. They had that awesome tag title match where they won the NXT Tag Team Championships also in Toronto. So if they wanted to do it there, that's also fine, too. But they hype up the Grayson Waller effect with DIY for next week's SmackDown in Scotland. Scott Stanford says that Waller did not pay any attention to Theory on SmackDown or in that interview, so it's something to kind of keep an eye on going forward. We hear from Nia Jax coming out of the commercial break. She calls Michin a peasant and also acknowledges that she slipped twice during that segment with Michin on SmackDown and says that if she had a red carpet, that wouldn't have happened. And she says next week, Michin is going to get the good old butt whooping that she deserves. And then she goes, you're not Kayla Braxton. And it was Sarah Schreiber doing the interview. I don't know where Kayla... Or Kayla was actually not on SmackDown this week, I saw. She tweeted that it was her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to Kayla Braxton. I think turning 30. And, or 31. I think it was 30, though. And she said that, she wasn't at the show. She was taking the day off. She also had her sister's wedding to go to, blah, blah, blah. So Sarah Schreiber obviously filling in for her on the show because of that. And she goes, you're not Kayla Braxton. And Sarah goes, yeah, no, I'm Sarah Schreiber. And Nia goes, keep it up, Sarah. You're doing a good job, which that was funny because she kind of has that relationship with Kayla where she buries Kayla, kind of like the relationship that Kayla has with Paul Heyman. I thought that was funny. So they preview Michin versus Nia Jax for next week's show. Scott Stanford says that Nia Jax does not care about Michin's resume, and it's smart that she would want to compete on SmackDown next week, being in the same vicinity as the WWE Women's Champion, as she will challenge for that championship at SummerSlam coming up in a few months. They preview Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in the newly made I Quit match for the undisputed WWE Championship at Clash of the Castle. They replay Carmelo Hayes losing to LA Knight on SmackDown, and they replay Logan Paul's response to LA Knight that aired on the show. We hear from Naomi backstage coming out of the commercial break. She says that she's excited to face Chelsea Green next week on SmackDown, give her a good old butt whooping, as Nia Jax mentioned earlier. And then she can focus on qualifying for Money in the Bank from there, and even teases a glow-in-the-dark briefcase. That would be cool. She had a glow-in-the-dark championship for a time when she was the SmackDown Women's Champion 7 years ago. That's crazy, man. 7 years ago, she was last SmackDown Women's Champion. That's nuts. She didn't have a glow-in-the-dark Knockouts Championship, right? She was Knockouts Champion for a while, but I don't think she was Knockouts Champion. I don't think she had a glow-in-the-dark belt while she was Knockouts Champion in TNA. But anyway, so she wants to qualify for Money in the Bank, and I think she will. I think Naomi would be a great fit for that match. They preview Naomi taking on Chelsea Green on next week's SmackDown in Scotland. They also preview Bayley defending the WWE Women's Championship against Piper Niven at Clash of the Castle next weekend. They replay Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill facing and beating Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell before brawling with Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark. They preview the newly made WWE Women's Tag Team title match, triple threat match, for the pay-per-view involving all three of those teams. And they also replay the main event with the Bloodline losing to Owens and the Profits by DQ, but laying them out afterwards. So pretty straightforward stuff to close the show, but an overall decent edition of SmackDown LowDown per usual. Hearing from Nia Jax, hearing from Naomi, hearing from A-Town Down Under as they continue to move stories along, keep people busy, going into the bigger shows. Good stuff here from SmackDown and SmackDown LowDown this weekend. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Just a reminder, no SmackDown LowDown review next week, as there is no SmackDown LowDown due to the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view obviously airing on Saturday afternoon when the show goes up, so no SmackDown LowDown to my knowledge, unless there is, and I'll watch it on Sunday or Monday and review it then, because I'll be gone on Saturday, actually, during the pay-per-view. But just a reminder on that front. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.